seeing that it's 8:15, let's call to order. Roll call, Mr. Kaminsky.
Present.
Mr. Kunkel.
Here.
Mr. Reichert.
Here.
Mr. Sager.
Here.
Mr. Scala.
Present.
Ms. Van Bergen.
Here.
And I'm present, all accounted for. Okay, do we have a motion for the minutes? Mr. Scala moves, Kaminsky seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any public comments?
Any
Public comments?
Member comments? No? Okay, I thought you were gonna give us the rest. Okay, routine consent agenda. Who would like to pull something off?
Me?
5-4?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, do I have a motion for 5-1 through 3 and 5 through 7? Mr. Scala moves, Mr. Sager seconds. Any more discussion on those? Okay. And proceed. Mr. Scala?
Yes.
Mr. Sager?
Yes.
Mr. Reiner?
Yes.
Mr. Kunkel?
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Yes.
Ms. Van Bergen?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. We have a motion for 5.4. Mr. Sager moves, Mr. Kunkel seconds. Discussion.
Hit it, Mike.
Oh, no, yeah, I already know my tune
Nope.
about township bridges, so I don't need to repeat myself.
Okay,
That's the White Oaks,
What?
the bridge on White Oaks.
Yeah.
White Oaks. Okay. If there's no further discussion, let's proceed to vote. Mr. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Mr. Kunkel,
Yes.
Mr. Reiner,
Yes.
Mr. Sager,
Yes.
Ms. Van Bergen,
Yes.
Mr. Scala.
No.
And I'll vote yes. Motion carries. Okay, new business.
No new business.
Yeah.
We have a staff report on the touch a truck.
All right,
Update from how the event.
this could become a record meeting.
Don't jinx it.
I know.
Good morning, Ed Markinson, Maintenance Superintendent. Best Rossi, Assistant Maintenance Superintendent. Sunday, the 19th, we conducted our very first Touch a Truck event. And it really started off great in that it started here at the DOT. I know over my career, there was years that if we would have brought this forward, that we wouldn't have had any participation from our people. And here we had all kinds of participation. And it just started off as, we didn't know what to expect. We thought maybe a couple of hundred. We did reach out to our PIO officer yesterday, and he scrambled to put a little video together for us. And why don't we go ahead and get that started, and meanwhile Beth will give you some particulars on how the event went.
So we ran it from 11 to 3, and we picked this date because it was the first day of National Public Works Week. So we kicked off that week by hosting a Touch a Truck. We had 38 different pieces of equipment there, from semi-trucks, cement trucks, a bunch of our DOT trucks, tow trucks, farm equipment, which was a huge hit, the tractors with the kids. We had 20 staff here from the DOT, like Ed said, including Joe Kropowski. He actually walked around and thanked each individual person for attending, so that was very, very appreciated by those people. We took up about 2.8 acres of the Farm and Fleet parking lot. They were very gracious, and we left it as clean as we got it. There's probably 300 people there in the first 15 minutes, and we ended up opening up early at 10:30. We hosted from 11 to 3, and I bet you we had 1,000 people out here. I mean, it was just jam-packed. This video is from the beginning of the event. Our guys were kind of too busy to get the drone back out. Next year, we're going to make sure that we get it while we're in full force. We had a little scramble at the entrance tent to do that next year. I mean, we learned a lot. We did our hot wash afterwards, and we're going to change up a lot of things to make it feel a lot easier now that we know how many people could possibly attend. But it was really well attended. So I feel like we did a great job. The guys did a great job. It was a great setup. Next year, we're hoping to see maybe a little more participation. We had Jasmine out there for Pace and McBride. We were talking maybe each star shows up or something and puts a tent out there, so maybe a little more participation from the county due to the amount of people that do attend, so. Again, great attendance, everybody was appreciative, it was a huge hit.
Yeah, we thought we would only end up with a couple hundred, we ended up with over 1,700 people that showed up, and they were out even asking, are you gonna do something in the fall? Well, we're not gonna do it in the fall, but we'll put something together, like Beth said. We had a really good hot wash after the event. I mean, none of us were thinking it was a pretty hot Sunday that day, and right in the middle of this whole setup, we had the sheriff there, and they were a big hit, and they brought their K-9 unit. Well, none of us were thinking that the poor doggy's paw is going to get a little hot on that pavement, so we moved it out to the right-of-way by Route 14, which I don't think hurt either, but there's a lot of things that we learned, and we're looking forward to putting something together again next year. For being our first event, it just totally blew us away, and you know, Beth said there was 20 people, but there was more than 20 people here at the DOT. There was people that couldn't attend the event that worked behind the scenes to help us prep it and then help us break it down too. So just wanted to share that with you, and that's all we got.
My niece and her son was there, they loved it. They loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you, John, well done.
Hey, Jim, Scott Herman has an update for admin services as well, if that's okay.
If I may, thank you, Scott. Just real briefly, your Administrative Services Committee is taking the board rules under review. One of the items that they're looking at is changing the language as it relates to transportation-related ordinances, specifically speed limit studies. As you recall, that was something that came up last year. The Administrative Services Committee took an initial look at it. They reserved it for the full-blown review. So that's underway, and there's language that's been contemplated out. They'll be discussing it most likely at their meeting a week from today. So if you want to reach out to any of your colleagues on the Administrative Services Committee to find out where that's at. I'll email Scott the board rule draft, and so you can see that language. It's only proposed. I mean, it's not been deliberated, it's not been discussed. But if you have any thoughts too, please share that with your colleagues on the Administrative Services Committee.
So you're saying you have proposed language already?
Only staff draft based on the concepts that were put on the table. So actually, let me pull that back. Let's let Administrative Services Committee review it first, and then I can send it out after they can give some thought to it.
Is that coming back to us?
Ultimately, it'll go to the county board for approval.
Should we do speed studies that transportation does, not through our committee?
Yeah, but it's board rules, so it's just, it'll
We do
go
it as
through.
board rules.
Correct.
Yeah, as the ordinances are presented, it's really to address some of the questions or concerns there. So after the Administrative Services Committee gets to a point, then I'll send it out to Scott, he gets distributed to this committee, and you can get eyes on it.
What Scott's trying to say is Mike Scala was a pain in the ass, and he kept on making points about the ordinances, so he's trying to clean it up.
Well, Mike, don't
You
say
wouldn't really
that.
tell me that's your name.
Mike, it's not just Scott.
Everybody says that.
For the record, I just said that I don't even follow the direction.
That's all you
I know nothing.
Well, we will get to see it one more time before it goes to the county board.
Ultimately, the county board will approve it, so it's going to go.
It's gotta go through us first and then.
If we do get one more set of eyes on it.
You will a lot of eyes on it.
Okay, good.
So
Because I
Administrative,
know Carl had something on there too,
I do.
didn't you?
Huh?
well, with that, if you have any other thoughts on the board rules, let your Administrative Services Committee know about it, because this is the time to put those changes in and they can deliberate it. But as the board rule process it's pretty unique because it'll have to go out, I think it's like 14 days or so before the county board deliberates on it. So you actually have an extended period of time, and then you'll be able to go through, you'll of course have committee, the whole discussion, and ultimately approve by the county board.
So you'll give us a copy of that at our next meeting so we can digest it.
So once the Administrative Services Committee is in a position where they've decided on language, then I'll give it to Scott. Scott can distribute it so you can see where they're going.
I mean, it's not on the agenda, this is.
No, this is more
Yeah,
informational.
Yeah.
Yeah, your step in the process occurs at the county board level.
Okay, what else we have? Thank you, Scott.
Nothing else?
That's
No
it?
Exec session?
Wow. Next meeting is June 26th, 8:15. Wow, this is a record. All those opposed to adjourning? And somebody move. John Ryder, yes.
I'll second.
Scala second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn.
Said you wanted out here early.
You're right.
And you're good.